I've fundamentally looked at the problem of today 500 million people, mostly in the Western world, enjoying an energy-rich lifestyle. And I envision 5 billion people wanting it. That's a hard problem, but it's an exciting problem to try and solve, and I think technology and innovation is the only way to do it. We don't have 10 times more resources of everything. So that's what I spend my time on. What is enough of an odd idea, a black swan, a breakthrough, a surprise that will cause this gap to close? I personally believe most of that will come from surprising directions, and it'll come through large technology breakthroughs. LanzaTech is just a great example. Who would imagine you can take steel mill gases and turn them into fuels and chemicals? It's just a wild idea, and I loved its wild idea as that. And it's just representative of the kinds of things we see. Another example is a small effort we have in New Zealand that's trying to say all of agriculture everywhere in the world depends on nitrogen, fertilizer. What if you eliminated the need for nitrogen? There are plants and species that generate their own nitrogen, and could you do that for the rest of the plants that are useful for human beings? So we have that effort going on in New Zealand too. It's a wild idea again, but a great idea if it works, clearly dramatically transformative of agriculture if in fact it bears fruit. My personal approach is to not worry about failures. I should like to say my willingness to fail gives me the ability to succeed. Most people don't attempt things that might fail. I only attempt things that have a reasonably high probability of failing, only because that's where the big upsides are. So I like to say I don't mind failing, but it better be worth succeeding if you do succeed. Most of the world works on successes that are incremental and largely irrelevant to transformation. So that's a little bit about how I look at the world and sort of why LanzaTech is so exciting and this other effort we started in New Zealand is so exciting. The ideas I see coming from New Zealand are much less couched in here's a way to make money, which is great, but it's really not the way to transform the world. You always have to make money to get enough investment to transform the world. But what I like about the ideas I've seen out of New Zealand is they're fundamentally based on science and technology innovations. Almost all the things I've seen is somebody saying, here's a new transformative way to do something. The technology comes first, the science comes first, the innovation comes first, and oh, by the way, you can use it to build a good business. And I think that's the right priorities, and that's exciting.